picture that you're showing there, I've got a couple. So that picture is just illustrating the road itself. It's
Yes.
not that you want sidewalks on the side.
No, it's just showing
Okay,
the
it's not a
sidewalk is.
lot, but I know that's not feasible.
Those are
Okay,
the
so
ones.
that's just outlining the road.
Yes,
Okay, and secondly, did they mention or did you come up with any figures as far as the cost of this?
so I haven't called individual contractors, but I did do some research into how much each section will cost. And I think that we could probably get, I would estimate between $50,000 and $55,000.
Oh, wow, that's not too bad.
For a section, how big?
640 feet.
For the whole thing, possibly.
Yes.
Can you tell me,
Thank you.
can you tell me a little bit about how your committee and how your committee works? Did you,
Yes, so we are doing an internship through Channel Hall. Channel Hall has been very gracious to help us find internship opportunities. And we want, I think we all chose this because we're all interested in local government and no one to give back to the community. So together we've been working, we went out to Retreat to take photos. We looked and we tried to find if there were any issues that we didn't know about. And I think we all just, because Retreat really is just so beautiful. Those antique bricks are just so nice, you know, it'd really be a shame to just let it get worse and worse and no one to enjoy that nice walk. So we all just really wanted to give back and help.
all right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies. All right, we'll move on to item number 9, reports from staff. Mr. Redking.
Yes, ma'am. And just want to say thank you to the interns, and thank you, council, for providing flowers for my family after the loss of my father. I really appreciate it, and I just want to let everyone here know that we appreciate it. We have kind of a journal of what I did this month. December was kind of a crazy month for me, as you already know, but it started with the installation of the small unofficial ceremony we held for our new straw, the intake pipe. I didn't know much about it. I learned a lot about it at the ceremony. I learned a lot more about it after the ceremony. If members of council haven't seen it, you need to go down and check that out. It is quite impressive. It even has methods inside the intake area to keep it clean, like a bubbling system. So that's pretty impressive. I took a picture, and you can kind of see it in the press release I had. It's really hard to see it. It's the second picture on the second page. But when I took it, I didn't realize what was going on, but the water is so clear where the intake pipe is now. It's visibly easy to see. It's so clear that it didn't show up correctly in the photo. It's like looking at nothing. So, and the way the intake pipe is in the intake area is pretty impressive. So my hat's off to everyone that was involved in that. It was a really smart thing, and probably the most amazing thing for takeaway for council is, and I'm hoping to get numbers on this from Infomark in the future, but how is there a noticeable impact on our chemical use going into the plant? We are saving in a whole bunch of other ways. We're drawing in cleaner water, but is it going to have more of a financial impact for us downstream? Might not be huge, but it's going to be going the other direction, or the direction we want. We did have a snow event. We had the Colonial Christmas in Chatham. Thanks to Infomark, they got the sidewalks cleaned before then. I approved Hobden septic tank cleaning, their permit. Probably the biggest thing was on the 17th. I learned that the paperwork for our dam was not where it should be. I'm working on that. For council, I am looking to find an engineer to sign off on the dam. That will come at some cost, and I realize we're getting a lot of cost. So I'm hopefully going to find someone who will do an adequate job, the minimum adequate job at the best price.
Joe Rogers. Joe Rogers, he's done it in the
I'm trying to reach out to Joe. Temple said no, he declined. Joe did it in 2021, 2022. If he still has maintained his license, I can ask him again, and he would be a good option. So for the Department of Conservation and Recreation, they need 4 sheets of paper signed. And that's basically, that's the minimum that you can do for them. Given our well, we have financial pressure with all the repairs we've been doing, I think that we probably want to kind of hold the reins on our dollars, especially going forward.
You might be able to get Dewberry to do that.
I've reached out to Dewberry, I'm waiting to hear back from them, I just couldn't get it done fast enough for
Retain them with you.
this week. Yeah, we gotta talk about the retainer as well. They're not necessarily, they haven't been on retainer since spring. They're not officially our engineers at this point, so I couldn't lean on them. As far as Dewberry goes, we have to put that out for bid, from what I understand. I do have citizen concerns, discussions, and resolutions, so there are a number of things in there that council can read and kind of get an idea of what's going on in town. Sunset Slushy, just so council is aware, we came up with 3 solutions for them and to explain their problem. They built a brand new structure, that's great, tax revenue and all that in the future, but getting water to that new structure over by Columbia Forest Products, it's not gonna be that hard, but getting the sewer, the wastewater away from that structure will be more of a challenge, certainly on the pocketbook for the new owners of that structure. There are 3 things we can do. We can run a sewer line all the way down to 57 Superette under Columbia Forest Products Road there, and through the kind of like the little wetland along 57. They could put in a septic system if their land can perk, or they can put in a tank that will hold the wastewater. And it would have to be, removed by a honey wagon or something every so often. So the waste that they're gonna have is primarily sugar. I've been informed by Infomark at the plant that they would love to have sugar in the wastewater system, because it's good for the bugs. And so that's not necessarily a bad thing. So they'll be cleaning out their trucks, and that wastewater will be flowing with sugar, whatever's in it. So the cost for all this, I'm still waiting to hear back from Malcolm. He might speak on this later, but that might come to council. If we don't put in a waste line, they're looking at coming before you guys for approval for a septic system or a tank. So that's just where they are. Other than that, we have an Infomark 5-year review that's coming up. The Silas Moore Park, I would recommend putting that off until the next budget cycle. I think that might be wise. And I only say that because I'm very nervous about looking at all the repairs and purchases for water and the sewer system. I really want us to stay in budget for this cycle. And that's about it. Well, I got one more thing. We did have, the mayor might have said to everyone earlier, we had a matching grant from the Columbia Forest Products Foundation for the fire truck. We also have another firm coming forward. Kelly and I figured out a way that we can work together, so I can get some calls going a lot more aggressively. A lot of schools, institutions that do fundraising, like Hargrave and Chatham Hall, they have a dedicated system, and it could be something like Black Ball or some of these other things, but raising money for the fire truck, we're probably gonna use spreadsheets, and we're not gonna have a dedicated system, because it is not a long-term thing, and I just don't think it's wise to spend the money for it. So I'm trying to think of a a good way how we can use spreadsheets so we're not stepping on each other's toes. And that's it.
Does anybody have any other questions for Ms. Webby?
Bill, with the Silas Moore Park upgrade, was there already money that the town received for
Yeah,
that?
we have matching funds for that from Reimagine Chatham.
So will we lose that if we keep that?
We would.
Okay.